Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today is our lecture number 23. The chapter is chapter 2 and the topic is successive differentiation. And today inshallah we will finish our exercise 2.7 which is related to our topic. Now what is successive differentiation, or we can say the successive differentiation is a higher order differentiation. Now we start our lecture. Higher order differentiation. Okay. Now, sometimes it is useful to find the differential coefficient of a derivative function. If we denote the first derivative like this f prime as a first derivative of f, then f prime of prime is the derivative of this f prime and is called the second derivative of function f. Means this is the first derivative and this is our second derivative. This is the original function. F prime represent the first derivative of this function, and this prime of prime represent the first derivative of f prime but the second derivative of this f, and this is called the successive differentiation or the higher order differentiation. There are different representation for this. If you open the page number 90 of your book, you can see a table in which all the representation of higher order are shown. Means the first column I will show you some derivatives. Now first derivative, this is the column of second derivative, then third derivative, and up to nth derivative. Now, we represent first derivative like f prime, but second derivative with f double prime, third derivative with f triple prime, but the nth derivative with this power n. Again, y prime means dy by dx, and double prime means d square y by dx square, and y triple prime means d cube y by dx cube, and nth derivative is dn times differentiate y with respect to x n times. And this is the one way to represent the derivatives. But this is the first method, second method, now third. We can represent the first derivative like y1. In here you can write y1 shows the first derivative of the function, y2 represents the second derivative, y3 for third derivative, and yn for the nth derivative. Now the fourth type is dy, capital D with this y represent the first derivative, then dy square, dy cube, and dy power n. These are the representations of different derivatives. And f prime of x, then f double prime of x, f triple prime of x, up to f n of x. Now these are the different forms of derivative, but this all forms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are, and this type of, and then the nth form. These all 5 different representation represents the same derivative, first derivative of your function. The another one represent the second derivative, third derivative, and fourth derivative. So these are the 5 different ways which you can choose to find the derivative of your required function. Now we start our questions. Now I will, okay, we do just, before exercise, we solve just some examples. Here we have example 1, that is on page number 90. Find high derivative of the polynomial f of x is equals to 1 by 12 x power 4 minus 1 by 6 x power cube plus 1 by 4 x power square plus 2x plus 7. And the question is, we have to find the high derivatives. Now we start the solution of this example. So as we know that this is the question, so first we write f prime of x, means we are going to find the first derivative of this given function. You know that, okay, now you can you apply the derivative, and you know that this 1 by 12 is the coefficient of your first term, means there is no involvement of this 1 by 12 in finding the derivative. So we write 1 by 12 over here, and when we apply the difference, when we apply derivative on this x4, what will happen? Here we use the power rule. So 4 becomes here, and then we reduce 1 from original power of this x. Then minus 1 by 6 again is a coefficient, so we apply the differentiation on x cube. Again, the power of x is 3, so we write 3 as a multiple of this x, and then we subtract 1 from the original power of this x. Plus 1 by 4, again 2x, 2 minus 1 plus 2. Here we have x, so x 1 minus 1 plus 7, and we all know that the differentiation of any constant number is 0. Now we simplify this equation. 1 by 12 4x cubed minus 1 by 6 3x square plus 1 by 4 2x plus 2 into x naught. 1 by 3 x cube, cancel 4 with 12, minus 1 by 2 x square, 1 by 2 x, and just this 2. This is the first derivative of this function, and there is no limit in the given question. The question is, find high derivative of the polynomial, means as possible derivatives we can find from this equation you will find. Now this is the first derivative. Now we are going to find the second, this is the first derivative. Now we are going to find the second derivative of this function. Again 1 by 3 is a coefficient. Here we use the power rule. Then 1 by 2, 2x2 minus 1 plus 1 by 2 x1 minus 1 plus 2 is a constant, so we write here 0. 1 by 3 3x square, 1 by 2 2x, 1 by 2 x naught means 1. When we simplify it further, then we have x square x 1 by 2. So this is the second derivative of our function. Now again apply derivative. This is the second derivative. Now again derivative. You can see the rules are same, just we are keep doing finding the derivatives of these all equations. Now again when we find the derivative 2, again we apply there the power rule. 2 minus 1 minus x1 minus 1, and 1 by 2 is a constant, so its derivative is 0. Now 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 is the third derivative of our function. Now again, if when we apply the derivative, fourth derivative of this function. So 2 is a constant, so x1 minus 1, 1 is a constant, so derivative of 1 is 0. So the answer is 2. Because here we have x naught, so 2. So when we go on, if we keep calculating this keep finding this derivatives, what will happen? Why I have said that this is the answer, because when we find the further derivative, fifth derivative of this function, here we have just 2, and you know that the derivative of a constant function is 0. So this is the end of the story. So there is no more terms on which we can apply the derivative. So these are the 5 derivatives which we have which we have found from this function. So these are the successive derivatives of given function. Now example number 2. Okay, now example number 2. Here we have, here in the question the limit is given. Limit is given means here we have to find the third derivative. Up to third derivative we have to find. And the question is y is equals to log of x plus under root x square plus a square. Okay, now we start the solution. Y is equals to log of x plus under root x square plus a square. And I have told you that you can write it like x square plus, okay, no need to write this bracket. X plus x square plus a square power 1 by 2. Okay, now when we start the differentiation rule, first we write dy by dx. We apply derivation on both sides. So log of x plus x square plus a square 1 by 2. So we know that whenever we apply the derivation on a log function, what will happen? The function will become reciprocal. 1 divided by x plus x square plus a square 1 by 2 into. Now we apply the derivation on the inside of this brackets 1 by 2. Right? Log, when we differentiate log, we write it 1 divided by this whole argument of this log. So we write it like this, 1 divided by this whole function, and then we apply derivation on this whole inner function. Okay, now when we simplify this, dy by dx is equals to 1 divided by x plus x square plus a square, then d by dx of x plus x square plus a square 1 by 2 of this. Okay, now 1 by x plus under root x square plus a square into, here we have two terms, one term and the second term. So we apply derivation separately, d by dx of x plus d by dx of x square plus a square power 1 by 2. Now 1 by x plus under root x square plus a square, and we know that derivation of x with respect to x always gives you 1, plus first you solve this power and then this other function 1 by 2 x square plus a square 1 by 2 minus 1 into d by dx of this x square plus a square. ठीक है, 1 by x plus x square plus a square into 1 plus 1 by 2 under root x square plus a square into, when you differentiate it, you will get 2x plus 0, because a is a constant and derivation of x, when you apply here the power rule, you will get 2x. Now when you simplify this whole equation, you will get the final result. This is the first derivative of your function. This is the first derivative, and you see that when you this 2 will be cancelled out with this 2, and you have 1 x plus, okay, I will write it again, it's more easy. We have dy by dx is equals to 1 by x plus under root x square plus a square into 1 plus 1 by 2 x square plus a square into 2x. This 2 is cancelled with this 2. Okay, now 1 by x plus under root x square plus a square 1 plus x divided by x square plus a square. Now we take LCM, 1 by x plus under root x square plus a square into under root x square plus a square plus x whole divided by x square plus a square. Now 1 by x plus under root x square plus a square into what we have, if I write it like rearrange it, x plus under root x square plus a square divided by x square plus a square. I'll cancel this with this, and 1 by under root x square plus a square. So the first derivative of dy by dx is equals to 1 by under root x square plus a square. So this is the first derivative. And in this question you have to find up to third derivative. So this is the first derivative, and now differentiate. This is your equation number 1. So again differentiate equation number 1. So d square y by dx square is equals to d by dx of x square plus a square minus 1 by 2. So when you apply differentiation, minus 1 by 2 bring here, and then x square plus a square minus 1 by 2 minus 1, and then derivative of this inner function. And when you simplify it, minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 into x square plus a square minus not minus 3, now it is plus 3 by 2, and then 2x plus a square, 0. Derivative of a square is 0. So 2 is cancelled with this 2, and finally you have minus 1 minus x divided by x square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. This is your second derivative. Now the third derivative, d cube y by dx cube. Now you can solve it by yourself, because it's a third derivative and it is quite easy, and you have to apply simple quotient rule on this part. Now we start the exercise. In exercise 2.7, Exercise 2.7. Exercise 2.7. Now the first question is, question number 1 is, y is equals to 2x5 minus 3x4 plus 4x cube plus x minus 2. This is the polynomial, and as I have done the example, by doing the same calculation you can find this very easily. Now I will solve the its second part. Is, you can see the second part, y is equals to 2x plus 5 power 3 by 2, and you have to find y2. Y2 means you have to find the second derivative of the function. Now the first derivative, if I apply the first derivative, d by dx of 2x plus 5 power 3 by 2. So I will write 3 by 2 over here, and then 2x plus 5. I subtract 1 from this original power and then apply derivative on inner part of this function. 3 by 2, 2x plus 5, 2, 3 minus 1 by 2. 1 by 2, and then derivative of 2x is 2 and derivative of 5 is 0. Now this 2 is cancelled with this 2, and finally you have 3 into 2x plus 5 power 1 by 2. This is the first derivative. This is your first derivative. Now you are going to find the second derivative. 3, 1 by 2, this power, and then 2x plus 5, 1 by 2 minus 1, and d by dx of 2x plus 5. Now 3 by 2, and then 2x plus 5 power 1 by 2 to just 2. Derivative of 2x is 2 and 5 is 0. 2 is cancelled with this, and you have 3 divided by 2x plus 5 is the answer of your this second part. In all these questions you can observe this rules are same, but just the difference is that you are keep going on and finding the derivative one by one. When you get the answer of first derivative, apply second derivative on that equation, and then when you again apply, you find the second derivative on that equation, you will again apply the third derivative. So there is no other special technique which I have applied on these questions. I'm doing just the same calculation, same power rule or other rules of other formulas of derivation. Now question number 2. In this case also we have to find y2, means second derivative. And in this part I will solve the second part of question number 2, that is y is equals to log of 2x plus 3 divided by 3x plus 2. So when I apply the first derivative, d by dx of log of 2x plus 3, 3x plus 2. Now you know that the log function, when we apply the derivative on this log function, I will write it like this, and then apply derivation on the inner part of this log function, in which I have to apply the quotient rule. When this is the one method, you can apply this. Now you can, here now you can apply the quotient rule. The second method is, it's up to you. There is no special calculation. I can write this the second method of the same question. second method of this question. Now y is equals to log of 2x plus 3 divided by 3x plus 2. If I apply before starting the derivation of this question, if I write this question like log of 2x plus 3 minus log of 3x plus 2. By applying this property of log, my calculation will become very easy. Now you can see if I apply the derivation, what will happen? Dy by dx is equals to, on this part I apply the derivation, d by dx of log of 2x plus 3 minus d by dx of log 3x plus 2. So 1 by 2x plus 3, then 2, and minus 1 by 3x plus 2 into 3. So this derivation is done, and you can see this is the simplest form. This calculation is more easy as compared to this calculation, because here we have to find, we have to apply the quotient rule, and the calculations are through this quotient rule, calculations become little complicated. But if we apply this second method, now question number 3, in which we have to find y2, and I will solve the third part for you, that is x is equals to a cos of theta and y is equals to a sine of theta. So we have to find the second derivative. So first what will we do? We square and add both equation, x square plus y square, and similarly if we add and square and add the left hand side, the right hand side will become equals to a square cos square theta plus a square sine square theta, and we take a square common and get cos square theta plus sine square theta, and we know that this is equals to 1. So here we have a square, means x square plus y square is equals to a square. Now if we apply the derivation on this function, x square plus y square, x square plus y square, x square plus y square is equals to a square. Now differentiate with respect to x. Now 2x, no, I will explain it more if I write d by dx of x square plus y square is equals to d by dx of this a square. I have applied derivation on both sides. Now here we have two terms, so we apply derivation separately. Then d by dx of this y square, we know that a square is a constant, so derivation is 0. Now here we use the power rule, 2x 2 minus 1, and then d by dx of this x plus 2y, and again 2 minus 1, and d by dx of this y is equals to 0. So 2x, derivation of x with respect to x is 1 plus 2y, but here we don't have the answer of this, so we write dy by dx is equals to 0, because the variables are different, so we can't write dy by dx is equals to 1. Just in this case, when we have dx divided by dx, we can write it 1, because the change of x with respect to x gives you 1. But here we have to calculate this, the change of y with respect to x. This is the question. This is what we are going to find. Now dy by dx is equals to 0. If you simplify this equation to we take 2 as a common, so x plus y dy by dx is equals to 0. Then x plus y dy by dx is equals to 0. Y dy by dx is equals to minus x, and finally dy by dx is equals to minus x divided by y. So this is your first derivative, means for y1 is equals to minus x divided by y. Now you can apply again derivation on this function. So when you apply again differentiate, so y2, or in other words, the second derivative of this function is d by dx of what? Minus x by y. So here you apply the quotient rule, y square, y d by dx of x minus x dy by dx. Okay, now y, and you know that dx by dx is 1 minus x dy by dx whole divided by y square. Now in this part you have to find different values. This dy by dx is actually what? This is y minus x y1 divided by y square. So substitute the different values. Y1, you see that y1 is equals to this minus x by y, and y is equals to the question is your actual question, and that here we have y is equals to, sorry, that is on another page. On previous page we know that y is equals to a sine theta and x is equals to a cos theta. That was your question. So we use this value a sine theta, and then we use y1 value, which is the first value of first derivative of our function. So we substitute these values in our this equation for second derivative. So y is equals to, what is the value of y? Y value is a sine theta minus x. The value of x is a cos theta, and I write it clearly, sine theta minus a cos theta, and y1 is equals to minus minus x by y, and this is a sine theta square. Okay. Oh, sorry. This x by y is also converted into, here we have minus x by y. X by y you convert it again. Minus x is equals to a cos theta, and y is equals to a sine theta. So actually here we have cotangent theta. Okay. Here we have cotangent theta, and when we simplify it, a sine theta minus a cos theta into minus cot theta divided by a square sine square theta. Now few terms can be cancelled out, like if I write a sine theta plus a cos theta into cos theta divided by sin theta whole divided by a square sine square theta, and when you take the LCM, a sine square theta plus a cos square theta whole divided by a square sine cube theta. So a into 1 divided by a sine cube theta. A and a are cancelled and 1, this is square. 1 by a sine cube theta is the answer of this question. Now you can apply the same formula on the rest of question, and you can see in question number 4 there is the same thing is going on. We have to find the y4, and I will solve the question number 5 for you. Question number 5. Question number 5 is question number 5. Now here we have x is equals to sine theta, means if we find the value of theta, theta is equals to sine inverse of x. Actually the question is x is equals to sine theta, and we have to show that 1 minus x square y2 minus x y1 plus m square y is equals to 0. We have to prove this, and the given function is just x is equals to sine theta. So when we start the solution, x is equals to sine theta, we have find the value of this theta. Then theta is equals to sine inverse of x. This is our first equation. Now x is equals to sine theta, and the one more thing is given in the question, that is y is equals to sine m theta. Okay, now for y, sine is equals to m theta, and again if we find the value for this case, we get sine y is equals to 1 by m sine inverse of y, right? First we take sine inverse over here, and we get y sine inverse of y is equals to m theta, and then 1 by m is equals to 1 by m theta is equals to sine inverse of y. That's why I have written this. Okay, now I remove it. Okay, now this is your question. This is your equation number 2 from equation 1 and 2. What we have, both are equals to theta, so we compare both equation. So we can write sine inverse of x is equals to 1 by m sine inverse of y. Or if we change this, if I write or 1 by m sine inverse of y is equals to sine inverse of x, because we need y on this side of our equation. Now differentiate both sides. Differentiate both sides with respect to x. So what will happen? 1 by m is a constant function, and we apply derivation on sine inverse of y, and again apply derivation on sine inverse of x, and 1 by m. We know that sine inverse of x, derivation of sine inverse of x, we have a formula, and that is 1 divided by 1 minus y square, and here we have dy by dx, and again here we have formula 1 minus x square and 1. We have to find this y, dy by dx. So we leave this dy by dx to this part of our equation, and we move all these other terms to other side of our equation. So here we have dy by dx is equals to dy by dx is, or we can write dy by dx is equals to m into under root 1 minus y square divided by 1 minus x square. And if I bring this over here, 1 minus x square dy by dx is equals to m into 1 minus y square. And instead of dy by dx, as in the question, in the statement which we have to prove here, they have used y1 and y2, so we can replace dy by dx by y1. So I write 1 minus x into y1 is equals to m into 1 minus y square, or you can write both equation. Okay, now squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. So 1 minus x square into y1 square is equals to m square into 1 minus y square, and the roots will be cancelled with the power 2, and then this is our first equation. Now if we differentiate this equation again, with respect to x, so d by dx of 1 minus x square y1 square, and d by dx of m square is a constant, so I will write it here, 1 minus y square. So again here we have the two terms, d by dx of y1 square minus d by dx of x square y1 square is equals to m square d by dx of 1 minus d by dx of y square. And when you solve this y1 square, you know that the value of y1 square, or in other form, you can write it like if I if instead of this equation makes your calculation complicated. If I write it like this, if I write, look, one product rule, I'm directly applying the product rule. So what here you have to find different values. So that's why I skipped this equation. Now directly if you apply the product rule, this is the first function, you leave the first function and apply derivation on second function, and then leave the second function, apply derivation on first function. So this is the product rule, and the other side m square, you know that the derivative of 1 is 0, and you get minus 2 minus minus y square is equals to d by dx of y square. Now 1 minus x square. So when you differentiate this, what will happen? Here you apply the product power rule. 2 y1 2 minus 1, and then again derivative of d1 by dx plus y1 square 0 minus 2x is equals to minus m square 2y minus 2 dy by dx. Now 1 minus x square 2 y1, 2 minus 1 1, and this is the derivative of y1. When y1 is a first derivative, and when you apply the another derivative, it will become y2 plus minus minus here you have minus 2xy1 square is equals to minus m square 2 m square divided by 2 minus 1. m square into 2y into, this is the first derivative, you can write it by 1. Now now you rearrange it. 2 2 and 2 is cancelled from all the terms, and here we have 1 minus, and y1 is also common in all the terms, and 1 minus x square into y2 minus xy1 is equals to minus m square y. And when you arrange all the equations, all the terms, minus xy1 plus m square y. This is what you have to prove, and this is the result of your question. The same thing in question number 6. You just take y is equals to exponential of x sine x. Exponential of x sine x, and you have to find this equation in question number 6. Y is equals to exponential of x sine of x, and you have to show that d square y by dx square minus 2 dy by dx plus 2y is equals to 0. In this question, just the first thing, the y is given, and first you have to find dy by dx, and then d square y by dx square, and just you put all these values in this equation, and finally you see that your result is 0. The same thing in question number 7, in question number 8, and in question number 9. You can solve all these questions from your exercise, and you can see the questions are very easy. And even then, if you have any problem, you can message me on my WhatsApp number. And one thing which this is the question, example number 4 on your book at page number 92. Example 4 on your book. You there is one mistake in this example. Example number 4 at page 92, and in this you can see the question is wrong in your book. The question is, if x is equals to a into x plus sine theta and y is equals to a into 1 plus cos of theta, then you show that y square d square y by dx square plus a is equals to 0. This is the correct form of your question, but in your book there is some mistake. So if you solve this exercise, you use these values. So this is the end of our today's lecture. Thank you very much.